Hello. This podcast is a bit of a sad one, I guess. We'll be talking about death, and it's because one of my friends, his granddad, actually recently passed away. That doesn't give you it kind of gives the wrong impression if I say passed away. He was, in fact, murdered. I don't want to go into too much detail, but he was quite a well-known figure in the community, the local community, as he was the Lollipop Man. A Lollipop Man is effectively like a human traffic lights. They help kids cross the road, and of course they're called Lollipop men or Lollipop women because they're the tool of their trade is a giant sort of a stick with a sign on the end that says stop. So his grandfather had actually he left school at 16, and that was his first job. And at the time of his death, he was 82 and still doing that same job. And he was the best at it. And I suppose you would be with decades of experience. He was the best. No kid was ever knocked down on his watch. And I mean, just if I go into it a little bit, when the road that he worked on, nearby, he would have his main sort of lollipop, but there was always a spare that he kept in one of the nearby houses that they were kind enough to let him prop it up against the wall. But one morning, two thugs came by and they saw my friend's granddad and standing there with a lollipop. They saw the other lollipop, and the human imagination is a wonderful thing, but I'd like to invite you for a moment to think of the imagination being filtered through the mind of psychopaths. And when they saw an old man and two lollipop sticks, they thought, or their imagination conjured up the idea that they could have a game of tennis. And so that's what they did. They took the lollipop from my friend's granddad. He's not a strong man. He's in his 80s. He's about 5'4". They got the other lollipop that was propped up against the nearby house, and they whacked them back and forth. And I don't know if you're familiar with the game tennis, but there is a technique known as the slice. and when the thin end of one of those lollipop sticks connects with the human body, well. Anyway, of course it went to trial, but the kids they're young, they're essentially getting away with it, and they showed absolutely no remorse. One of them was reported to have said, when they were asked why they did that, they responded, "He looked like he was dying for a game of tennis." Make of that what you will. But the funeral's coming up, and I thought I want to say a little something at the funeral, and I thought I'll write a poem. So I'll share that with you just now. So it goes. Grandaddy Lollipop, your life was cut short. You helped us cross the road, but a tennis ball you were not. Those boys full of booze, jellies and meth served you like an ace down the centre court of death. Now you are in heaven helping angels cross the road, Grandaddy Lollipop going absolutely beast mode. And I sent that, I've already sent that to my friend, just asking him if I could say that at the funeral. I actually sent that about 3 weeks ago, but he hasn't responded. But I think he's probably got a lot on his mind, not really thinking about emails. Anyway, thanks for listening.